I lost my child, custody of my child, of course, my career, my money, income, family, friends, my mind, my memory, and something else. My life, almost. I am a criminal. According to my ex, I'm dangerous. I am a narcissist, a sociopath, a menace to my child, an aggressor, she said. She called me a murderer. She said, and I quote, I was capable of killing myself and then my child. Which of course is the other way around, but that's my ex. But everybody believed her. I am the shadow of the man I used to be. For I am a father without a child. I am a dead man talking. I lost everything, but in the end, I managed to get it all back. In 2013, a Dutch father committed suicide, wasn't he? Took his 2 sons with him to the grave. Devastating. And my ex, she heard that story too. So one night, my aunt walks up to me. She just spoke to my ex. And she said, Tristan, you would never actually kill Rose, would you? Even my own family thought I was able to kill my own daughter, only because my ex told them so. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my daughter is 18 now and we've survived. But some fathers did not survive. And a lot of fathers having a hard time surviving as we speak. And I'd like to say to them, don't let them get to you the way they got to me. So I live in Spain. It's 2006 and I just got home. I had an argument with my ex and I'm still shaking. I kicked against her dishwasher, I gotta be honest. But there was a precedent set. She drew this huge kitchen knife, almost cut an artery, my branchial artery that is, which she'd never done before. So I left. I said to her, if you start killing, I refuse to stay any longer. So I'm at home, I'm watching television, and the doorbell rings. And it's the police. 5 of them, heavily armed. A police officer says, are you Mr. Lonley? And I say, yes. Well, you're under arrest. I say, for what? And they say, may we come in? You're not busy or anything. And I'm about to witness the weirdest arrest in human history. They walk in. Oh, you were having dinner, they say. I say, yes, I'm arrested for what exactly? Why am I being arrested? Arrest? Ah, right, yeah, arrest. The domestic. The other officer says domestic violence. Yeah, domestic violence, the thing. And I say, domestic violence. Is this about tonight? I say, oh, no. My ex tried to stab me with a kitchen knife. And he says, well, yes, I see, but it's got nothing to do with us. We just do the arrests. You just do the arrest? All right. Well, he says, you have the right to remain. I know. You have the right to remain. Damn it. Silent, and if you're not silent, and anything you say, will make you less silent. Will be used. Yeah, look, I'm sorry. Miles away. It's because we've been arresting men all night. You're going to eat that? And I said, what? Oh, go ahead. He says it's a new law against domestic violence. You have to remember, the police officers here are all male, so that explains this bizarre arrest. He says, off we go then. What about your dinner? I said, never mind my dinner. But you could have a spare rib right there. I said, no, I'm okay. Oh, well, okie dokie then. And inside the police car, I think that was weird. It's funny in a way, but weird. But at the police station, things turn pretty grim. Female officers. And she says, nombre. And I say, there must be some kind of mistake. She says, tu nombre. I said, Tristan Lonley, but my ex, she attacked me with a kitchen knife. And she says, mejor que te calles porque te vas a meterte en problemas muy graves. I don't speak Spanish, but to me that sounded quite alarming. So I'm thrown into this dungeon. Not even a bed. Have you seen Midnight Express, the movie? You did? Well, it's just like that, but then without a bed. So I sit down, and out of the darkness comes this Spanish voice. Okay. So, what about you? I said, I don't know, my expert. I think I kicked against the dishwasher. But that's domestic appliance. That's not domestic violence. What about you? And he says, coño, domestic violence, man. I said, so what did you do? Throw your wife off a balcony? Because that had the tendency to happen in Spain. And it's bloody awful. Hence that new law. So I said, okay, so what did you do? And he says, okay. I commented on my wife's new orange juice squeezer. I said, and then you threw her off the balcony. He says, no balcony, man. Are you kidding? You threw the orange juice squeezer off the balcony. He says, stop talking about balconies, man. No, I was only kidding about my wife's orange juice squeezer. Now look at me now. I'm in jail. I said, you must be joking. He says, no. And this is nothing compared to the other guy who was here. He lost his house, man. His kid, his fucking money, everything. Fucking Spanish domestic violence, man. I say, his house? His child? Oh, what did he do? And he says, hold on. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. I said, oh yeah, okay. He farted while his wife was speaking. I said, he farted while his wife was speaking. I said, that's not breaking the law, that's breaking wind. But that's terrible. I mean, no house, no child. But where does he sleep? And I will never forget what he said. He said, oh, he no sleep, man. He dead. Yeah, that's right. Poor bastard. Committed suicide. I see some of you go, nah. But it's true. This is what actually happened. People say, can't you ever talk serious about it? I am. Because, farting. Would you believe it? Can you imagine? They're sitting in the living room and she goes, oh, well, so I was just like, I needed a safe space. And he goes, I'm sorry for that. Your house is mine. One moment. Yes, hello, please, yes. I want to report a case of farting. Yes, a case of domestic flatulence. I've been flatulated. And the guys at the police station go, oh, not another one of those. You take it. The police are saying, come on. Because by law, they have to detain the flatulator. And they hate doing it, as you can imagine. Squat in position. Okay, ring the bell. I'm holding my gun. All right. What did he do, by the way? He farted. He what? Good evening. Good evening. You are under arrest. And he says, what for? For, you tell him. I'm not going to. I just get in the car, please. But roll down the window, just to be sure. Well, next morning, the rattling of chains, keys unlocking the door, a female designated lawyer enters my cell. And I say, good morning. And she shows me her credentials. And I say, closer. Because by that time, after spending a night in that jail, you feel like Hannibal Lecter. That expires in 1 week. You're not real FBI, are you? It's like you've seen Silence of the Lambs, right? Well, it's like that, only without the cannibalistic serial killer. But anyway, I'm being handcuffed and escorted out of my prison cell, straight to the courtroom. My hair is like this, I'm smelling like Milwaukee, unshaved, foul, dirty, I am an animal. Then there's a quick trial, and it's so quick, my trial is over faster than you can say misandry. But yeah, it was an all-female courtroom, and apart from the restraining order and the community service, the verdict is €4,000 alimony per month. But she doesn't get the house, which was a plan to begin with. As I would say to her later, because in order to get my house, you should have claimed that the bloody violence occurred in my bloody house, not yours. And she says, but I didn't know that. I say, if you destroy a man, you do it properly. So she proposes therapy. And her friend Christopher is a therapist and a bloody idiot. My ex, as usual, is doing all the talking. So finally he goes, now this might sound crazy, and maybe this is old news, but the wax of the edges are prescribed some laxating. And I say, an antipsychotic? Well, if it keeps her from stabbing me. No, he says, not for her, the laxating's for you. I said, oh, for me, right, yeah, I get the picture. An antipsychotic for, I'm not taking no medication. And so my ex, she proposes mediation. And I'm not seeing my child, you have to remember, so I go along with it. And it's a female mediator who turns out to be an exact replica of my ex. And they're talking in memes. A child may outgrow your lap, but she will never outgrow your heart. And my ex goes, oh, that's so true. Now the child should always be number one. A female mediator, messenger of the bleeding obvious. 10 years ago, I used to joke about these kind of people. Well, Tristan, isn't your child number one? I said, number one? No, she's currently number 34 between mountaineering and playing the piano. And women go, is it like serious? I said, of course I'm not serious, a stupid woman. Can't you see I'm joking? No, they all can't. And I know, I know. So all these mediation sessions, I play along, sounding like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And I go like, yes, that's 3 points, yes. Let me see, arrest, resilience, and respect. And they go, So by just imitating Ocasio-Cortez, I win the bloody argument. And the mediator goes, well, Beth, your daughter needs her father just as she needs her mother. And I go, oh yeah, my point exactly. So Beth, she takes me to court. A female judge, you may think, not a male judge? No. A female judge says, shall we commence? And I say, yes, Your Honor, yes, your answer, Your Honor, honey, sorry. And she says, yeah, you lost custody over your child. We haven't even stopped, right? Fine, split. It's not my lucky day, is it? Not my lucky life. And I'm so fucked up, I say, it's Rosa's birthday today. Can't I speak to her over the telephone? And my ex goes, but of course. And I said, oh, really? And my ex, nah, I don't think so. Nah! And I go, yeah. And I admit, I start having dreams about my ex, being together again. In sunny Spain, standing on a balcony. You're under arrest. Yeah, at least I did something now. Sorry. All right. I switched to a male Christian lawyer. Don't ask me why, but... And he says, you live in Spain, yes? And I say, yes. And you're broke. I say, yeah. He says, pay a normal amount. Why should you pay more? Huh? You tell me. I said, why? Because I've got bailiffs crawling up my ass, that's why. And he says, Spain doesn't have bailiffs. I say, but they said they could go via the European Union. They say they go via Madrid. And he says, no, that's all scaremongering. They cannot do that. Pay for your daughter, not for your ex. Oh. And he is right. Meanwhile, I'm getting these messages, if you don't pay your partners from Madrid, we'll hunt you down and seize all your assets. And my lawyer's right. These people are cowboys. It's like the Wild West. But now I'm calm. I say, 2,500. That's a peach of a hand. And he says, God damn it, Lonley, you're gonna pay or not? I say, why bailiff? We cross. And he says, you will be incarcerated. Now pay up. And I say, well, I suppose I'm deranged, but I guess I just have to decline. And the bailiff's voice changes. I don't feel I'm gonna get paid tonight. And my ex, she's furious. She says, we just bought a new house. How am I gonna pay for that? And I said, well, it's I calculate that's the end of your luxurious lifestyle then. But do not make mistakes about my ex or your ex, because it's not vengeance thereafter. It's a reckoning. So my ex, she says to my family, oh, I'm so worried about Tristan. I'm afraid he will kill himself and then his daughter. And my stupid family goes, oh no! Needless to say, Rose now is completely cut out of my life. I'm complete outcast now, a criminal and a potential threat to my daughter. Then one night I get a phone call. And it's my daughter. And she's been physically attacked by the mother. And I say, if it happens again, record everything. And it happens again. So I call Social Services Holland. And I think I knew it. I just knew she would do it. I feel like Jordan Peterson versus Kathy Newman. Gotcha.
You have got me.
Next day, my daughter Rose is being interrogated by the doctors of social services. And that poor girl, she's scared. An assistant says, we're here for the children, and for the children's children, to make the world a better place for you. Well, you know the song. So finally, my daughter says, okay, I am so timid girl. Well, my mother assaulted me. And the doctor says, I don't believe you. And my daughter says, no, it's true. Look at the bruises. I got them here, and here. Doctor says, they're fake. She says, how can this be fake? Well, you could have applied special effects makeup. Applied special... Well, examine them, for crying out loud. And he goes, all right, you testy little bint. Always something to complain. Teenagers. Wicked. Wicked. And she's... Well? And he goes, The bruises. Right, the bruises. Well, okay, well, have a look. Yep, finished. And she says, finished? You haven't even looked properly. Look, he says, for all I know, you could have all done this to yourself. And she says, I wouldn't punch myself 3 hematomas now, would I? And he says, teenagers do. Now, off you go, back to your mother. So I call social services. I say, I got the bleeding evidence of abuse in my bloody hands. And they say, so? So? I think it's, we don't go by evidence. We go with our intuition. Female intuition. Yeah. But what? I said, does your female intuition tell you when I take these recordings of crisp, clear child abuse to court? And they say, all right, let's have it. But my ex, he says, hold it. Within 2 weeks, I snagged a visiting week. Hooah! Now how's that for combo? So after 8 years of barely seeing each other, Rose and I are back together again. But after her vacation, she refuses to board the plane. And I have to pick her up from the airport. So we go straight to the police and I explain the whole story. And the police says, do you have custody? And I say, no, I don't. That's the problem. And he says, in that case, sir, I have to detain you. I say, detain again? I get, for why? Child abduction. I say, child abduction? I'm the father. Right, fine, splendid. Arrest me. Suits me. And just when he's about to take his handcuffs, his colleague recognizes me. Ah, he says, domestic dishwasher case, right? And the Spanish police, they let me go. So we get home and there's the inevitable call of Social Services Holland. Mr. Lonley! I said, yes. Interpol will issue an all-points bulletin for child abduction, code yellow, 9 years in prison. Well, I'm panicking now. And all I can do now is bluff. And now I actually start doing movie quotes on them. I say, okay. I'll talk to my lawyer. He's such a good lawyer. I take the evidence to the media. I take it to television. So by the time we're done, you'll be walking in Alaska. So dress warm. And these bloody idiots, they fall for it. 3 months later, I get my custody back. But my daughter, she gets sick. From all the stress, from losing faith and trust in adults. Can't eat, is losing weight. So I call my lawyer. I said, you gotta help us. They're bloody killing her. So he says, you have the evidence of abuse? I said, yes. So what do you think the mother will do? You tell me. You tell me. I said, I don't know. And he says, nothing. And without the mother, without her, they cannot touch you or your daughter. Huh? And I go, So after this call, I know I got the power and I got my daughter, meaning I can get as silly as I like with those people. Phone call. Social services, and this time it's a man. Mr. Lonley! And I say, hello, Mrs. Services? Yes, well, getting down to brass tacks. Your ex filed a report stating your daughter is sick. And social services suspects your daughter living in this barren land has fallen victim to Munchausen. The victim of barren from Munchausen? He says, no. Munchausen syndrome is when the father intentionally makes his child sick. I said, because of the barren? He says, no, to get attention. I say, from the Baron? Mr. Lonley, you can mock this all you want, but I don't think you realize the danger you're in. This is attempted murder, meaning a code red, and you will be detained. I said, by the Baron? Look, he says, there's no Baron. Rose's sickness, as described by your ex, is so alarming it made me blanch. And I said, wow. Do you even understand what I'm saying here? I say, yeah, everything, but who's Blanche? No, look, he says, it's a code red. You will be accused of attempted murder in the 2nd degree. And I say, 2nd degree? Oh, well, that's not too bad then. He says, what do you mean it's not too bad? You can get 10 years for this. Well, I say, at least it's not the electric chair, right? He says, look at the audience. If they wanted to be entertained, they would have asked Ricky Gervais or Sacha Cohen. I said, Baron. And he says, will you stop with the Baron? There is no Baron. It's Munchausen. A bloody awful disease it is. I say, no Baron. No. I say, no, even the Duke. He says, will you stop it? Stop the nobility jokes. I said, well, you started it. No, I didn't. Yes, you did when you said Baron. He said, I meant Baron. But it doesn't matter. I hate this assignment. Look. I will order a code red. Will you give me your daughter or not? And I said, nah. And his voice changes. He says, can I have your child, please? Only one. You can make new ones. I said, why are you so keen on having my daughter? Why is that? And he says, getting all Illuminati now, are we? Talking about ties of pedophilia networks, are we now? I say, no, not at all. Oh, well, never mind then. Because we're not affiliated. Not with any country except for Thailand. No, not with Thailand either. No ties with any country whatsoever. And I said, can you even order a code red? And then there's silence. And I say, because when a father moves to another country, child visitation by law still applies. But if the child doesn't want to board the plane, the captain of the plane, by law, cannot take her on board. So we cannot be touched, can we? And he says, you snotty little bastard. And I say, now I got the custody and all the evidence of abuse. You cannot even order the code red, can you? You falsified the report, you coerced my daughter, and when it went bad, you got the mother loose. Did you fake the code red? And he says, I did, my daughter. Did you fake the code red? And he said, you got that right, I did. Yeah, that sounded familiar to me too. A few good men, that's what we all are. I dramatized that last bit a little bit, but it was almost literally what was said. In reality, it went like this. All right, I confess. We cannot touch you. We've been intimidating you. With all the evidence you have, we can't do a bloody thing. But you have to promise not to tell anyone, please. I said, I won't. Honestly? Yes. No interviews? No. No speeches? I said, no. No pointed sticks? I said, shut up. No MRA stand-up comedies? I said, mwah. Don't let them get to you. All fathers and mothers in the audience and anywhere. I have failed in so many ways, but I love my 3 children. I love my newfound wife, and I love being a father. And I wish you all my kind of success. Thank you.